going on, Fabi? How you doing? Welcome to King Talk. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got Mr. Trav Smooth, M. White, Hink, Willie, me, myself on the PJI. Welcome to King Talk. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
What it do? What it do?
What it do?
What's happening, fellas?
Yeah, man.
How you doing? How you doing? Let's see, man. Let me go ahead and see if I can get this going. What's going on, chat? How you doing? Dory G, TJ. As you guys come in, hit that like button. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel to see if we can get them likes up as you guys come in. And if you are catching this on the replay, hit that like button as well. How y'all feeling on this Tuesday?
So did you see that Candace Owens verse 20 feminist?
Love it.
Yeah, I caught a couple snippets of it. I didn't watch it in its entirety. I see that fresh cut. I know you talked about it earlier, Willie. I see you.
Oh
yeah.
Y'all had me on the show. I can't come here and looking stupid.
Yeah, you razor sharp under that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. I started to talk about it. Maybe we might talk about it tomorrow. And it might be for a good discussion. But what did you think about the interview? Well, not interview, but the battle.
Candace has probably been one of the better debaters that we've seen, in our time. So I wasn't surprised that it went the way it went. What I was surprised by is like that other girl, the Queen Slayer, Queen Maker girl, the one with the abuse charges and like typical lesbian fashion. I was shocked that she was on there, but then I also didn't expect her to get cooked the way she got cooked in that debate either. So yeah, it was tough.
Okay, so you think that Princella got cooked?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the points that made you
pretty
feel
close?
Yeah, I don't think cook wouldn't be the description I would use.
Yeah, I think it was pretty close.
Man, I don't know, but I'm thinking we might have watched a different one because
I watched the one on Jubilee.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Okay, well then, yeah, because I'm fairly certain that she wasn't like the point. She I'm trying to think how to word this. She gave up way more ground than she's ever given up in a conversation before with people that she tried to debate. Even when she was trying to debate Charleston White and he cooked her, it was just, I thought it was odd that she's had to do that, and she kind of was looking like a woman, and typically she doesn't ever look like one. She tends to come off like, the stud, but on that one, when she was having to give up all that ground, I just felt like maybe, that, she's finally arguing with another woman who can oppose her and then still be feminine the way that Candace does.
So I'll say with her, she debates depending on what audience that she presumes is watching her. Jubilee has a different audience, so that's what that was about. I ended up debating her before too, but that's how she just roll. She'll debate this way for this audience, another way for another audience.
Yeah, that shit fake. I hate people like that.
So I had a conversation with her. I was just understanding her ideology on their channel. My thing. So I think two things happened. One, she's had a drastic overhaul on her message to some extent since her breakup.
Yeah,
remember, she
had us wicked.
Yeah. So there's that mixed in with, I think that the style of debate where you just yell and argue and talk over people, that wasn't the venue for that. And anybody who tried to do that seemed to get a flag put up. So she had to try and exist within the parameters of that. And she was trying to pull from every sphere that she knew about to beat a point down. And I don't think she could successfully do that without being able to monologue the way she usually monologues. So I think I agree with Candace, but she did make points, Priscilla did make some points.
Yeah, we might talk about it tomorrow, man. I think her and another white lady, I think they might have been the top two people. But you can correct me if I'm wrong, Willie. That might have been more controversial to speak about.
Well, no, I think that was it as far as saying controversy goes on the show, because she was one of the only known names. The rest of them people are known from just being on that show arguing and shit. So it wasn't nobody special.
Well, the queer feminist lady was kind of that shit was strange to me.
Yeah, when she said she was an educator, I quit listening because those are not the people that should be educating kids.
Did you hear what she educated them on?
Yeah, queer theory and queer studies or some bullshit like that.
That shit is that's a course.
Man, I wish they made a course for men like that, like straight clapping cheeks or some whatever. The history, you know what I'm saying, of bagging bitches. Like, what are we? That was dumb.
What's going on, Hink?
I didn't watch that Bulldagger special, so I have no idea. I'm lost to the conversation, so I'm just paying attention and listening.
You said Bulldagger special. God damn it, Hank.
Bulldagger special. All right, we're gonna go to get this show started, man. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got an excellent show here for you guys. We got 2 parts, man. We're gonna dive a little bit into this Trev and J Autumn shirts. So yeah, two different brands though, but thank you.
Biggie and Pop, bro.
We got Andrew Tate debates Bonnie Blue on feminism. And then on the back end of this conversation, there's no freedom in being slave to lust. So those are the topics for today. What's going on, Erica? Edward Gilbert, Mrs. Hink, how you doing, ma'am? Sir Greystoke, how you doing? Welcome. Come on in. Still having a new brand deal, man. This company, Anson Belt and Buckle, man. So I had the luxury of trying these belts out for a while, man. Check it out. So these belts are pretty nice. They're very convenient when you guys go through the airport. So if you are like me, always going off, don't want to put your belt off, you can just snap the buckle off and put that in the tray and go ahead and slide through. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop that link right now. And I'm gonna introduce you guys to Anson Belt and Buckle. So we'll go ahead and run this and then we'll go ahead and get the show started. Every stylish guy knows what takes an outfit from good to great is the attention to detail. And nothing completes a look like the right belt. You know what ruins a great outfit fast? A worn out belt that doesn't fit right. Most guys are still rocking belts with stretched out holes that either pinch your waist or sag and throw off the whole look. That's why I'm excited to partner with today's sponsor, Anson Belt and Buckle. This family-run company has been around since 2009 and they've completely reimagined how belts should work. Instead of holes, Anson Belt uses a micro-adjustable track system with 1/4-inch increments. That means you get the perfect fit every single time. And once you feel that kind of comfort and precision, you'll never want to wear a traditional belt again. The best part, you can mix and match every buckle with any strap. One box set gives you 9 different belt combos, so you'll get to maximize versatility with way less clutter in your closet. But this isn't just about style, it's about feeling more comfortable, more confident, and more put together every time you get dressed. Anson Belt moves with you, so whether you're sitting, standing, or on the go, you're always comfortable and always looking sharp. I've been wearing mine nonstop, and honestly, it's the best belt I've ever owned. Once you try it, you'll see exactly what I mean. You won't go back. And here's why you can trust them. They're still proudly family-owned. They've earned over 40,000 5-star reviews, and every belt is backed by a lifetime guarantee on functionality. They stand behind every product they make, and once you try one, you'll understand why. And because Anson Belt and Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan this QR code to build a box set, you'll get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps, which you can mix and match into 9 unique belt combos all in one box. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. All right, shout out to Anson Belt and Buckle, man. This is one of the belts too, man. This is the stash belt right here. So you guys can use it as need, but say you're on vacation, got a little zipper right here. You know, you can stash your cash in there. So I just zipped it back, but you guys get the picture.
Cash, huh? Yes, that's a good. I think that belt company is kind of decent. I ain't gonna hold you. This one,
yeah. So they got different ones, man.
Nice.
Yeah, they got different textures, and they also have this belt that supports your firearms as well too. So it's a more stronger belt to be able to support your firearms. So you're able to switch them all up.
Let me see the one for the firearms.
It's one of them. So you're not gonna be able to tell, but it's made more heavy duty. Like this is
I definitely need one of those.
Yeah. So when you order, you get to pick your belts that you want, and then you're able to mix up the buckles and the belts. So whatever.
And those buckles don't go off in the metal detectors?
No.
Now you say you could take them off.
Yeah. I can take them off because it got a quick release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the quick release right here. So
the backside looks fire.
And then just do it, and so you don't have to wind up punching no holes in the belt no more. You could just put it on the track and find your right size, and you good.
Hey, you kind of look like you got more beard, face, and more beard, sunglasses, and hat than face. I was looking at it like you got.
Yeah, I've been told that, man.
That's like the uniform with all this beard and hat. It's not like niggas is enemies of the state. I look like secret agents. Like
hey, bro, I've been hiding. Don't blow my cover, bro.
Look, when you lean down, I see his nose and lips.
That's crazy.
I think why just upset he ain't got no beard. That's real.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
So, Jay, you saying that lack of facial hair showing, huh?
Like, you know what, Willie? I do have pre-check. I do have pre-check, but every now and then, depending on what city you go in and the metal detector you go through, and you still go off. So I just like to go in and just take the buckle off, take everything off. So I'm not playing around with having to double back.
I've been rocking sweats like crazy, and when I travel, because it'd be too much.
You heard the joke?
Like, come on.
Did you hear that joke I just said? Or was my mute off? I say you like a lemon head rolled in Oreo crumbs.
Yo. Oh, man.
I think we're ready. What's going on, Kenny? KP?
Yeah, my buddy Marcus is on one tonight.
Yeah.
He done found a super sticky pack today, huh?
Yeah.
Top of the top, good brother.
What's up, Ken?
All right, let's go ahead and get this show started, man. So
It's a glorious day.
yeah, it is.
It is.
We're gonna go ahead and
What's up, Willie man? I hope you're working out.
Hey, we
Kenny, you just got some dome?
We gotta get the show started, man. We gotta get this show started. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start running this clip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it. I'll probably put maybe like a 5-minute timer, and then we can just maybe like a 6-minute timer. We can just kind of discuss what was said. We're gonna go ahead and move it on so we don't get too hung up on just that one part of the clip, because I want to just kind of filter through it. So I'm gonna spend 6 minutes. Anybody can feel free to talk and say whatever it is you want to say, and just be mindful of other people that got to talk, because we're gonna have to move on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going.
I think that most women.
Let me get to this mark right here. All right, here we go.
Andrew, what do you think of Bonnie Blue sleeping with 1,057 men?
How honest should I be out of 10?
11. I want you to be honest.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, go on.
I don't understand why men sit here and try and lecture you about it. I don't understand why men sit here and say you shouldn't do it. It's your body, your choice, right? This is the world we now live in. This is the end result of feminism. You are the perfect end result of feminism. In the world I believe in the conservative, traditionally masculinely ruled world, a man would be in charge of his daughters until they're handed over to their husbands or boyfriends, and there would be a degree of masculine guidance. But feminism didn't want that. You know, women complain that men don't want to get married. We did actually want to get married when we got obedient virgins, but they disappeared. And They complained about the patriarchy, and they were tired of us giving them a house to live in and kids to raise, and they wanted to make their own choices. So she's making her own choice. That's a fantastic thing. I actually have a lot of respect for you because you own it and you're honest about it.
What if it was your daughter?
Well, that won't happen.
But she's her own person.
I never said my daughter's her own person. I said women want to be their own people. But my point is, there's so many women who go to Magaluf for a weekend and do something very similar, and then they come back to England and get with some fucking guy and start asking for presents from him and talking about how they deserve a traditional relationship and they want to get married and they want a Christmas present and all this bullshit. Most women do exactly what Bonnie does. I don't see you any different than most women. And I'm not saying that in a degradation way.
Most women don't sleep with 1,057 men in a day.
1,000? Does it fucking matter?
I think it does.
I don't really think it does.
So
it's all disgusting to me. If I met a woman and she said, I just sucked a dick yesterday, I'd say, well, I find you repulsive. I don't want to sleep with you. Goodbye.
So you're only going after virgins?
Well, it's not about only going after virgins, but I think if you're a straight man, the idea of having a bunch of men fuck a woman that you're with is pretty repulsive.
But everyone has a past.
But see, this is the kind of shit white people say. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Everyone has a past. That's not acceptable. In fact, let's analyze that. Everyone has a past. You're right. Everyone does have a past. It's true. But isn't the primary objective of a man to find a woman with as little past as possible? Mm-hmm. Would you argue that's one of the precursors to finding a wife? Considering that wives were supposed to be virgins. This was the deal. The reason I'm proud of Bonnie, and I am genuinely proud of you, I like Bonnie. I like what she's doing. Because the deal was...
Are you not, like, contradicting yourself here?
In what way?
Well, you're proud of her sleeping with 1,057 guys, but women should be virgins.
No, I'm saying that the social contract, the construct of society that made family function was women were obedient virgins, and they found a man who provided for them, and they listened to that man. Women have then said, we don't like the patriarchy. We're tired of being provided for. We're tired of being taken care of. We don't want to listen to anybody. We want to make our own decisions. That was women and feminism that ended the traditional family unit. And now women can make their own decisions. So I'm glad that Bonnie's making her own decision.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. What are you guys thinking so far?
Bonnie Blue is that chick, man.
Hold on, Trey. Before you go, let me go ahead and just give an introduction of. Let me see. I had it up here. 1 second. Go ahead, Trey. Then I'll come back on.
All right. I mean, Andrew Tate had a point. People don't want, used goods. That's just something that women have to come to grips with. Right. A lot of women don't want to understand that. They want to feel like they can do like men and have as many partners and yield the same result as men do. But unfortunately, there's a double standard between the sexes in many things. So that's the problem. And I mean, talking to her about it, she's extreme. I don't know how many people are familiar with Bonnie Blue and her rival Lily Phillips, but they are basically trying to smash the world. She did 1,050 something men, and Lily Phillips is going for 5,000, I think, next month or something like that. And within 17 hours, she's trying to do. So it's just like, we're talking to these women. She thinks she's doing the world a service by doing this, and she makes no gripes about breaking 18-year-old boys or men, 18-year-old men's virginity. She thinks she's doing the world a service. That's how she feels. She said she will literally smash anyone of legal age. And according to her, she's on a mission, and she's draining sacks and loving it. And Andrew Tate, man, it's tough sometimes because half of that interview he was trolling. Because he's it's artistic the way he does it, because he's kind of getting his points off, but it's not as pure because he's sort of afraid now that I guess the Matrix will get him from everything he says right now. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it so far.
All right. Anybody else want to add anything?
I appreciate hoes being hoes. Like, if you go say you a hoe and be out here hoeing, and you tell the world you hoeing, I'm not mad at you for it. It is what it is, Joe. It's somebody who could never get a regular woman and needed that the hoe to come to, and she was there, and that might have saved a lot of stuff for him. Might have got his mind back right, all type of shit. So I'm not mad at her being a hoe. Yeah, I'm not really mad at her being a hoe. Yeah, I'm just not mad about it. That's the only thing I could think of. And
I think she's good for a teachable moment for your sons as well as your daughters.
One thing. My fault. Just real quick thing. Every time they try and say black women is XYZ, and I'll be like, no, it's bigger hoes out here than black women. I thank her for that too. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Well, Mark, I don't know about bigger hoe. A hoe's a hoe. Shit, ghetto boy said it right. You gotta let a hoe be a hoe, man. Ain't no levels of hoe. No, they just
it's definitely levels.
If you out there doing what you're doing like that multiple times, multiple men, yeah, you straight up hoe. Y'all fall in the same category. Y'all all gonna take a penitentiary chance on getting pregnant by some Pookie or Ray Ray. You're taking a chance on getting an STD. Y'all hoes. Shout out to the hoes. Let them be hoes. You deal with them. You address them. You deal with them accordingly. That's what you do with the hoes. I say it all the time. You do that. But we need to use these moments like this woman like that right there to teach your daughters. That's not the lifestyle you want to live. That's not how you want to be seen. That's not how you want to carry yourself. You teach your son, stay away from heifers like that. They mean you're no good. You can mess around, catch some shit that penicillin can't cure. Have nothing to do with them. Move away from them. Allow these other clowns to engage with them if that's what they choose to do. And let them touch that hot stove. But don't do nothing with them. Don't waste your time. So allow this situation to be a teachable moment for our children, our nieces, our nephews, and anybody in the future. Leave them hoes alone like that. Because when they come like that, they mean nothing to you. Go ahead.
No, say how much money did she make a month?
Who, Bonnie?
Yeah, I don't think that really matters though, Marcus. I mean, unless you're a goddamn pimp. I mean,
2.1 million.
Yeah, God.
2.1 million. Yeah. You said a month?
Yeah.
Oh, doing what? What she do?
Only ready to be a pimp.
Well, Mark, she's one of the most popular, adult performers. Period. Like she literally has lines going out of the building to smash. She's like a record breaker. She would be in Guinness, but Guinness doesn't acknowledge things that are considered to be dangerous or like they have ethics, right? So they won't represent it. But she would be in the Guinness Book of World Records. She literally got 1,050 men in one day lined up to do the world's largest GB ever so far. So, and she's popular for like going around and sleeping with multiple men in a day. Like she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do 30 today." Like even before this, she was building up to it. So, and she's like getting a whole bunch of dudes who otherwise would never see cheeks. So. A lot of the dudes is rooting for this because some men who are deprived, that subculture feels like she is doing the world a service as well. So she has a very decent fan base. Her work is mediocre at best, in my opinion, but I guess people just like the idea of what it is that she does.
They got a fetish. It says she's a British adult performer. Born around 1999, professionally known as Bonnie Blue. She gained major attention in 2025 for claiming to have intimate encounters with 1,057 men over a 12-hour period in an attempt to break a world record. Later banned from OnlyFans after announcing an even more extreme petting zoo event involving 2,000 participants, an event that was eventually canceled. She's a controversial figure known for her outspoken commentary on consent, feminism, and public backlash. So that's your Bonnie. Let me go ahead and run a little bit more of this clip and then we'll get back to it.
I'm not here to tell you not to do it.
I take women back 100 years. I'm like, no, I'm the clear example of how to be empowered. I use my body. I do what I want when I want. And this is the thing you've been banging on about for years. And when I get hate, like when I click on the comments of these women that are like, oh, you're taking us back 100 years. Then in their bio, it says stay-at-home mom of 2. I'm thinking, what the fuck was you rooting for? Because you have just stayed at home.
That's right, Bonnie. See, this is the future.
Yeah.
This is the future. This is fantastic. It's exactly what Western society is headed to. So why are we going to sit here and pretend this is not? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that most women who go on girls' holidays aren't doing something similar to what Bonnie does just because it's not on camera? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that these men who walk around with their wives in the pub in England, and they're like, oh, my wife, yeah, everyone has a past. Oh, no, she's done the same shit. What's the difference? Who gives a fuck, right? We're either going to care and accept that women are judged on their past and judged on their innocence and judged on their naivety and judged on these things like it used to be, or we're going to sit and say it doesn't matter, everyone has a past. Well, if everyone has a past, everyone has a past. Who gives a fuck? Does it really matter?
So
anymore?
What would you do if it was your daughter, though?
But why are you asking impossible questions?
Well, it's not an impossible question.
Of course it is.
How?
It can't happen.
But anything can happen.
It's against the laws of physics.
It's not.
I mean, if your daughter opened her legs and took 1,000 dicks, it's not impossible.
Of course it is.
What? I
Why
mean,
is
the
it
dicks
impossible?
would enter her pussy, therefore she's taken.
It's literally impossible for my daughter.
What, are you going to be there against your daughter's pussy saying that dick's not entering it?
No, my daughter just wouldn't make that decision.
But why?
Because I still raise her in a household where she is masculinely guided, and she will be guided by me until I hand her over to some other man.
What?
However, I believe when women are left to their own devices, they will only ever make stupid decisions.
Was mine a stupid decision?
I wouldn't say it's any more stupid than most decisions women make, to be honest with you. I think that most women, to some degree, are sex workers anyway. Like, let's be honest about it, right? Most women look at Miami or Dubai. What's your job? Oh, I've got a boyfriend. So your job is being a girlfriend. And why does he give you money? Because you give him sex. So most women are sex workers anyway, to be honest.
But isn't that what you said the family unit was?
Well, then you're a sex worker with one customer. You know, which is nice. I guess it's better. It's more efficient.
But what about if you're raising children? That's not sex work, is it?
No, that's being a mother.
Yeah.
All right, so that's interesting, Rob. Rob said this, not me. So they're either virgins, sex workers, or mothers. Are those the three categories?
I think you're putting words into my mouth.
I think that's what Rob just said. Those are the three categories.
I'm just sat in the middle.
And women have to choose to be one of them.
So is that what you think?
I think that when a woman becomes a mother, she has a purpose. And I think that women should be having children as soon as possible. And I think it gives their life a direction. And I think it's the most important thing to preserve society, especially if you want to talk about geopolitics and talk about race and all of these things. If you want to have a country that looks like the country it used to be, you need to have the original people from there having children. I think all of that is true. Absolutely. I think every day a woman goes without having kids is primarily a waste of time. But once again, what does it matter what I think? Rob, I've given up. Rob, I've given up trying to save the world. I've given up. No, Rob. I've given up on misogyny and all this shit.
No, you haven't.
They attacked me with the Matrix. They keep throwing me in jail. I am now all for women empowerment. I think women should run around fucking as many men as they want. I like what Bonnie's doing. She's getting the bag. She's getting rich. Most girls out here don't want to have kids. They just want to get Birkin bags and Instagram likes. Good. I'm a feminist, a pro-feminism.
All right, stop it there. What you guys thinking?
That's where he started trolling. I think he's really trolling. I mean, it seemed like yeah, he's definitely trolling. Nah, he's trolling. You didn't hear some of the stuff he was just saying? Like,
yeah, but
he's all pro-feminism and all of this extra shit.
Well, I think he was just sarcastic on that back end.
Yeah, he's trolling.
Didn't he get his money through pimping?
Bro just said that I'm minding my business, and what you hoes do is what you hoes do. That's because when he was out here talking bad about him and explaining why women shouldn't do that, you know, that's when, yeah,
that's when it came for him.
He got too powerful. His voice got too, you know what I'm saying, big. You know, it's, you know, the entire YouTube platform deplatformed him. You know, Twitter deplatformed him because what he was saying was dangerous because he was helping men and, you know, making men become, you know, more aware of where they are. But what bro just said there, I mean, shit, he's like he just said, my daughter would never. So you hoes can do what y'all want to do, but my daughter won't because she has a father and who's guiding her, and she's not going to grow into a woman who makes those types of decisions. I don't see an issue with anything that he said on either side. I mean, if nothing else, we know he's definitely walking the walk as far as what he's saying. It's been proven that he is literally about that life, metaphorically and directly speaking. So I don't see what the problem is.
This is an example of what Marcus was getting mad pushback for by Lemon Pepper and the good old folks regarding standards as for his son being able to go out there and find an nympho or a woman that is cool with that type of behavior so that they could learn. We just spun the block proverbially with someone who's very polarizing. And if you take emotions out of it, it's logical. I'm going to protect my seed, which is my daughter. But let's not be cavalier that there aren't nymphos, as we know them, trash smooth white liver women that just need that fix, and they have an insatiable appetite. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but there's a lot of lifestyles that are like that, and those women are quite fine with it, like the woman Bonnie Blue sitting on the other side of the couch. He was gentlemanly enough to tell her, yeah, you are a hoe. Yeah, you are misguided. You did not have a daddy in your life and you weren't precious enough. That's why you're out here doing this for records. How much more money do you want to have dudes prove that you have no walls? Does she have kids? I'm not sure about that. Does she have kids, Trev?
No.
That wouldn't be the epitome of somebody that anyone would call a mother. Not in this day and time. Kid couldn't even live that down. Your mom did what? You would be that kid. I digress.
If you look at the numbers, she said that she did 1,054 men in 12 hours. That's 720 minutes. That means that each one of those men got to fuck her for 68 seconds.
Yeah. Yep. And that's not counting the switch. Like you got to move out of the way.
I'm just dividing.
Yeah, I know it's like nothing. That's no time, yo.
Those other 1,053 men who went after the first dude, like that's what I have an issue with. Like, where are these niggas? Who would do that? Like, who would just it's like getting in the line waiting for some J's 2-3 hours just to get you 68 seconds of, you know what I'm saying, super ran through clearance rack vagina. Like, who does that?
Really
get no buns.
No. When I was young, right, and I used to be able to enjoy it, they used to tease me because I never hit a cluck with the rest of the guys. They'd go in. I ain't never do this shit. Like, niggas be doing that shit. People be doing that shit more than you think.
No, I mean
1,000. We understand that the trees here. Some people run a treasy, but by the time you were like 1,054, you like, you know what I mean? You got.
I'm saying they was hitting the cluck.
That's hitting the cluck is still nasty, bro. I don't.
Yeah, true.
I just want you to know, White, nothing but the utmost respect for you, and I'm so glad that you do not represent where you came from, because that type of circumstance that you just listed, your friends peer pressure you in a fucking cluck. I'm so glad that you didn't do it, bro. Salute for that, because that's wild. Like, I've seen men be shamed for some wild shit, but hey, bro, now you remember how nigga went fuck that cluck with us? Like, that's never been something I would have thought that I'd hear out loud. Like, that's crazy.
They say you're not no real trapper because you ain't never did it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is
that's crazy. Oh man.
So I disagree with Andrew Tate on that one part where he said he don't think that and I know Hank shared the sentiment where it's not levels to this shit. I think there is levels. I think there's a stark difference between somebody who has like 5 bodies or less versus somebody who has 1,000 and something bodies in a day, right? Like most of us probably ended up with a woman who had under 5, but it might not have been 0. So to say that they're all hoes just because they might be just having premarital sex, I mean, it's definitely levels to it. Like somebody like her, she's going to be completely desensitized to anything you got for her. You can't show her a damn thing. I would be surprised if she's able to even enjoy intimacy at this point versus somebody who might have had, even if you go up to like 10, then it starts getting crazy. But I think that if you stay under 5, you're pretty good, and I wouldn't consider her to be a hoe.
Yeah, but Fred, we know when somebody calls a woman a hoe, we know what we know what that means. That means they had more than 5, they had more than 10. You know what I'm saying? Now they touching the triple digits before they hit the age of 30. Yeah, those are hoes.
Well, that's different.
So once you hit into those type of numbers, like you said, they're numb. You throwing your hot dog down the hallway, man. It is what it is. So you got to accept that what it is. No, they all on the same level. They hoes. They do hoe shit when they do what hoes do.
So I do agree with you when you start getting into them football numbers.
I don't see the difference.
Yeah,
their mindset.
But Andrew was saying some other shit. He was saying like just damn to anybody, whoever isn't like a virgin, pretty much is a hoe. So
how did you feel about?
I thought you agree with that.
Him saying that he could prevent his daughter from opening up her legs.
I completely agree with that sentiment because I feel the same damn way.
I feel the same damn way. But like realistically, do you think that a father can have that much imprint, or have you seen it where like the father was present, active? And
yes, I've seen it in my own family where it'll be like that. I'm surrounded by people. Like I got cousins who ended up with their high school sweetheart and nobody else. My mother only has been with my father ever in life. So I know that type of shit exists because I'm surrounded by it. So I know that depending on what it is that you instill in your daughter, then that's going to be a product of who she is. You have to keep her and protect her, cover her from those type of environments. Nothing is a guarantee, but like anything in life, we mitigate the risks. And you can absolutely prevent your daughter from being a hoe.
In your honest opinion, like, why do you feel as though daughters stray away? Like, even if you have a father that is there, that is active, he's making sure. Is it because he's too aggressive with the style?
There's a balance. You're right. Because sometimes you could be too aggressive. If you like straight don't give them anything, then all that tension builds up, and as soon as they're 18, it's like a rubber band. There's a balance. She has to be exposed to certain things. I've had those uncomfortable conversations with her first and given her context. I've explained to her that her chastity is extremely important and valuable. She already knows that she's beautiful. She already knows that she doesn't need a man to do that. And not to mention, I gave her the game. I told her how dudes act, and I told her what the pressures are and everything else. I don't believe in a super tight leash either. They have to be able to explore. They don't need to feel like they are being smothered either, right? There's that healthy balance, which is extremely difficult to do, but if you're a parent that's working really hard at it, you'll likely be successful. And the most important thing is just her valuing herself. She has to understand what that means, and there has to be other things that she can stimulate herself with aside from sex. There's other things.
All right.
Look, man, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, man. I mean, they're gonna look. Most of them gonna do it out of rebellion. They're gonna rebel. They're gonna try it. Some of them gonna do it out of curiosity. And then if they got one of them addictive personalities, it's over. That little heifer is gonna be going, and it ain't no stopping her. Maybe when she get pregnant, she'll stop for them 9 to 10 months. And she'll be right back at it, turning tricks.
The women sleep with one dude a year, and then if they're not, actively dating, on average, and then if she is average dating, it goes between 1 and 3 men a year. 10 years of that shit can put a woman, north of 10, somewhere between 10 and 30. So imagine the women that are 40 plus years old. They got 20. So they.
Do you think that make them a hoe? Willie, them numbers.
A woman sleeping with 60 niggas in her life?
30.
I'm not gonna say. I won't say it makes her a hoe, but I will say that it disqualifies her from the romantic affections and long-term commitment of the men they want, because we're not out here buying. Like, not trying to be funny, but if somebody you got all the money in the world, right, and you can go buy a Ferrari, brand new off the lot, 0 miles, But are you gonna pay that same price for one that's 2 years older with 800,000 miles? Fuck no. It's the same thing with women. So if the problem is most dudes will never know. Like most guys will never know what their woman's number is. Most guys aren't willing to have that conversation with their woman because they don't want to know. They're already in love. So they on that Mario wine and shit. So if you just it's just a math, it's a game. You just know, like, okay, cool. I suggest guys look at how many relationships he's been in. One of my friends, he got lucky. His wife now, she was married before him for 16 years, was single for a year, met him, and now they married. And the whole time she was married, she swears she's only with her husband. So he may hit a unicorn. But then at the same time, if your girl been in 10 different relationships, I'd be a little concerned because that's at least 10 niggas that smash. And you know what happens to a lot of women once they get out of a relationship. Them girl strips start kicking back up, shit they couldn't do it on, while they was with their man. They start going out more, showing off more. So I don't see any hope in men really trying to say that dealing with women or dealing with hoes is not going to be a productive thing or something. I think eventually men are just going to have to deal with it. And that group of men who don't, we're just going to be in that pocket where we're happy that we've done what it takes to, be able to pick and choose, but the other 90% of niggas, they just going to be over here saying fighting after share pussy.
Yeah, I mean, look, our sons are going to be dealing with the hoes for the most part. Our nephews are going to be dealing with it. Our little cousins, they the one going to be dealing with them because it's okay, it's normal.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this woman right now. She's prancing around, fronting and flogging and showing out, saying, "Hey, it's okay, ladies, do what y'all want. Don't let a man or his ways or his mindset or even that man's dick hold you back. Fuck who you want to fuck." And guess what? You're going to have some weak-minded women who are going to follow this chick's logic and going to go through it doing the same thing. Oh, she making 1.2 million? Oh, I got to get that bag too. So they ready to lay on their back or on their stomachs or whatever way they love to take it, and they're going to receive it. And guess what? One of these days, our son's going to walk out there, and she's a pretty girl, nice-looking woman. And won't ever know how many bodies she has.
I hate
won't know a thing because guess what? You ask her, she ain't gonna tell you the goddamn truth. She not gonna tell you nowhere that she gonna divide it by 25. You probably should be multiplied by 25.
The fact
that's what she gonna tell you. And your son gonna marry this heifer, and now your boy's gonna be, God damn, man, how did little Hink get up with? How did little Hink hook up with? Does he know she was for the streets?
This promiscuous this westernized culture and view on sex, I hate that that's metastasized throughout the rest of the world. I hate that, because being a whore typically is a very westernized thing. It's something that America has perfected and patented over, the past 20 years, especially with the things we push on our music, social media, and all that other shit. And what I hate, the reason why I hate it is because a lot of these other places now are being exposed to us. Like, for example, some of the Americanized women in the Middle East, the shit that they're doing over there is crazy. The ones that are already emancipated, the ones that are just on their own, third or fourth generation that are, too far from the mosque. I hate that, they're looking up to Americanize these types of women and thinking that, oh, I want to do that too. And in my travels, seeing it, like, I see locals doing American shit that I wouldn't think they would be doing based on their culture. Like, I've seen it in India, I've seen it in Bahrain, I've seen it in Abu Dhabi, I've seen it in Cape Town, I've seen it in Argentina. Like, I see all the, and these types of women are popular there. Like, that idea that, okay, I've got a vagina, I should go out here and monetize it is crazy. Like, and that's something that I think that we've kind of cornered the market on in America.
I disagree respectfully. Mm-hmm. I think hoeing has been in the Bible. Like, people been hoeing since before America was even a country.
Right.
Turtle Island, they was hoeing.
No argument there.
For beans. And so I would agree with you on we mass produce over sexualized content. I argue that we might even mass produce a archetype of an over sexualized seductress, right? But without America, people still was having sex, and like it was going out of style.
We talking about being hoe, like this type of shit. Like we're saying, being hoes is acceptable. Being a whore is not shame. There's no shame attached to it. That's the hill I'm willing to die on. I think that I don't want to say invented I think we've immunized most of our women from being shamed based on decisions they make with their vaginas. And if we'll just say that if that is a disease, right, it's a virus. I think that the majority of the people that have that virus are in America, and we're the ones spreading it to the world.
All right, let me go ahead and play a little bit more. Let me play a little more of this clip.
Can I say one more thing, Jay?
Go ahead.
Look, my concern is for these young bloods out here, these young men. So, young man, this lesson is for you right now. Every time these women talk about they want to give you the IG so you can connect with them, when you get to the IG, you look, every thirst trap pit, you count that as a goddamn body. Because some man done slid into a goddamn DMs right after she posted that goddamn thirst trap picture and let it be known. You count every last one of them. It's a body. That heifer's been out here fucking like crazy. Let her be.
Pink math.
Who was out here like taking women serious to have a bunch of thirst traps on their page? Like who's doing that still? I know that none of our sons are. Like I would bet money that none of our sons are. So, like, if there are men out here that we see women, half-ass naked online, and then still shoot at them as if they're like upstanding, wholesome women, they deserve all the hell and drama and strife and financial drain they get. Like I wish those are the men that deserve it because they got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? A hard head make for a soft ass. So if they're going to keep shooting at these Instagram chicks and treating them like they're women instead of treating them like they're whores or however they present themselves, that's on them.
All right. Let me go ahead and get to this clip.
This is the world now. How the world's going to end up, who gives a fuck? Who cares about the future?
See, women go around, use sex to their advantage, but then are happy to cry about it straight away, saying, oh, he took advantage of me. And it's like, you're the one that wanted to do sex to have like the job promotion, or you're the one that wanted to have sex to get more attention or try and be more liked, but then they cry about it. And that's what I get frustrated about. And even with porn stars, like people in my industry, they'll do this for a few years, get the money, get the boob jobs, get the house, and then suddenly they go, oh my God, I was forced into the industry. Oh my God, someone took all my money.
Have you ever considered a job as a lawyer? Because no. I could do with you. You're 100% right. So this is the false dichotomy of society, right? So this is the reason when I said I like what Bonnie does, because Bonnie completely 100% owns what she does. And she says, it's my decision. And I've seen people try and lecture you. I've seen people sit there and try and lecture you and say like, oh, but you're a creature of God and you shouldn't be doing this. No, you should do whatever the fuck you want. Exactly. It's up to you to do whatever you want. And you're not saying anybody tricked you into it. It's your decision. And let's be honest, when they talk about taking women back 100 years, let's actually be very honest here, Rob. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
There's always been whores.
It's the oldest profession.
Ancient Rome had whores. There's always been whores. The Aztecs had whores. You think there weren't concubines in the fucking Ming dynasty sucking little Chinese pee-pee? Of course there were. There's always been whores. It's the oldest profession in the world.
Exactly.
So do you think it's a legitimate job?
Well, I mean, no, check her bank. I'm sure she's making fucking loads of money. So here's where do you draw the line? If we're going to live in this false dichotomy, because the world was very simple once, not too long ago. And men had this terrible misogynistic view, which I, of course, don't agree with, that women can't make their own decisions because they're naturally chaotic. And when women decide anything, life's fucked up. In fact, these men in their disgusting misogyny believed if you gave women the vote, we'd end up with open borders and drag queen story hours. So they didn't give women the vote. Then they did give women the vote, and society took a particular direction. But when men were in charge of things, women didn't have to worry about what they can do with their life because their father took care of it, and then their husband took care of it. But now we live in a brand new world where women can make all of their own decisions, and the path she's chosen, I don't think is any different than most paths women take. I think she's just more honest about it and more upfront about it. If you're going to go to Dubai and meet a girlfriend, and you think she hasn't been fucking for money the entire time she was living in Dubai, then you're an idiot. If you're in Miami and you got girls on your boat and you think they're not fucking for money all of the time, now they may not say per hour, but they'll be fucking a guy they barely like to get the rent paid, or they're fucking a guy they barely like because he has a car.
Yeah.
So women are fucking for money all the time anyway. That's all women do now. The entire Western world is women fucking for money. So how hypocritical would it be for me to sit here and say Bonnie, who is honest, who monetizes it directly with her own media empire, who's upfront about it and makes money from it, is a worse person than the girl who walks around like she's goody two shoes and then sucks dick in a Magaluf toilet? Because that's what most girls are doing anyway. Rob, the world's fucked. They're all like this.
Look at
Rob, they're all the same.
You trying to say I'm not special now?
No, I'm saying you're special actually because you've gone so far through. You've come out as the queen of it. Congratulations.
But didn't you say this kind of thing is the demise of Western society?
I mean, if I was a misogynist, I would believe this is the final end result of feminism and the end times are here and that nobody's going to have kids anymore and that the idea of a beautiful marriage between a man and a woman is now completely gone. I mean, if I was a disgusting misogynist, but since they keep raising...
But you don't have one beautiful marriage, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Have you slept with 1,057 women?
Oh.
At least.
So are you quite similar?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's the male's prerogative to impregnate as many females as possible.
What?
This is the masculine prerogative. This is biologically my prerogative is to do that.
I think we should do a breeding competition. We'll see if you can get a girl pregnant quicker than I can get pregnant.
Well, I mean, that'd be a good competition. I think I'd win. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, but it's interesting because you have.
That's a lot of things were said there. So Marcus agreeing.
It's kind of hard not to.
As heavy-handed as he is, he's true. Take feelings out of it. It's factual. And she has the nerve to try to bait him into say, okay, am I not special? You ain't special. You just exceptional at being a super whore. And the whoredom, yeah, you go up in the rafters. Okay, great. Is that your life call? To just have like dude just run through you, got like God knows how much different types of DNA in you, and you sit there like with some kind of moral compass, like you're doing something to improve the world. She's pond scum. She just makes a lot of money doing it. I'm like, there might be a time in her life when she realized that she really messed up. If that time doesn't come to pass, it is what it is. I don't know.
Would you smash her, Kenny?
Not ever. Never.
Well, if you never knew her history.
See, now that's the caveat. A woman can move from state to state, let that thing soak and boil, and then she don't have sex for a year. She can come, that'd be a brand new representation. We always talk about representations. So now it leaves it to the mindset. I'm thinking I'm getting some some grade A until I find out otherwise. So, it's subjective.
So then, like attractive for, I know you don't date white women, but would you say she's attractive for a white woman?
No. Nah. She looked like a toucan. I don't know. She looked like a ferret. I don't know about that.
So you mean to tell me if you went out to the bar, you didn't know who she was, and she walked up to you and was asking to get piped, you wouldn't hit? JR, not Kenny, but JR. Yeah, exactly.
Like nobody asked me questions on the paddle, bro. That's
not my fault. Exactly.
I don't know.
So, JR, you say you down with the titty pink? Is that what you're saying, JR? You down with the titty pink? You down with the titty pink?
No.
Because JR, you got an only fan girl in Dallas that did 600. If that's the case, we need to make sure you stay your ass away from her.
Nah, man, I ain't know that type of time, man. But it's getting real awkward right now. What do you guys think about the clip?
Kenny, you said she need to soak that stuff in some white vinegar?
Yeah, for like a year. Let that ferment. I'm like, nah, you can't do nothing with that. That thing need a
surprised. These women be having some tricks to snap back. Don't get it twisted. You'll never know.
Yeah,
It's a choice few, Trev. It's a choice few that got that.
Nah, it's a muscle. It's gonna close back up. Like,
yeah.
I don't think that's what Trev was talking about, Marcus. Talking about snapping back. Probably talking about the disease you
And it got real dark, man.
Earwax tested. Earwax tested. Y'all ever heard that shit? The earwax test?
Yeah, it got real dark.
Trying to do that shit
real quick.
Yeah, when JR get in the hot seat, shit get dark, awkward, and the timer get put on. Like you niggas got 2 minutes and 30 seconds of this shit left. Asking me questions. Lapeef Network. Man, people in the backstage now.
Yeah. Let me go run some more of this clip, man.
To look at society, when you look at these things, you have to look at society from an animalistic perspective and a societal perspective. From the animalistic perspective, it is the masculine imperative to get as many women as possible pregnant.
Yeah, but
if you want to be purely
it's
animalistic,
not 1512.
No, but let's be purely animalistic. Let's talk about this like professionals. If a man is high value, high testosterone, alpha male, whatever you want to call him, right? His imperative is to impregnate women, and he wants to take care of those women and take care of those kids. He's not overly interested in the kids. It doesn't mean he doesn't love them. It means he doesn't want to sit there and play with them all day. When you see a man who wants to play with a baby all day, that man is probably gay. It's fucking boring.
Well, it doesn't mean he wants to fuck the kid.
No, he's gay. He's gay. So real men just want to pregnant, money, cool. See you an hour a week. Boom, boom, boom. Now there's a lot of men who are going to disagree with me on that, but those are a lot of men I can beat the shit out of, so I don't give a fuck. That's the truth of it. The female imperative is to find a man who's obsessed with her so that when she gets pregnant, she's going to have protection and provision when she's not capable of looking after herself. That is the female biological imperative and the masculine biological imperative. I'm still living to my biological imperative to some degree. If I were to, let's say, have 4 or 5 women and I had kids with 4 or 5 women and I took care of 4 or 5 women and I was with all of them and they were exclusively only with me and we had children over and over and over again, that's my biological imperative. It's actually against the female biological imperative to do what Bonnie is doing, I would argue. Traditionally. But that means you break paradigms. That's great. But feminism and society and this brand new societal conditioning is convincing women that what they're supposed to do, which is find a man they love and be obsessed with him and get pregnant from him, is the wrong thing to do. Well, then let's all just become sex workers now.
But you disagree with that feminist program.
I don't have an opinion, Rob, because I have 14 criminal cases. I don't have an opinion. I'm just here. I'm a commentator. I'm just commentating.
Commentators have opinions.
I don't have an opinion. No, I don't have an opinion. Women can do whatever they want. Women are fantastic. We live in this great society now where women are girl bosses and better than us, while also are equals at everything, while also everything they do they regret was a man's fault somehow, as Bonnie described. They were tricked into it. So we live in this impossible situation where a man can't possibly win anyway, no matter what opinion he has. But I'm just saying it would be unprofessional and hypocritical of me to sit here and think that Bonnie is doing anything different or anything bad or anything wrong when she does the same thing 99.9% of Western women do anyway.
Okay, so Bonnie...
You get one extreme to the next. You get the women like me that are just sluts, and then you get the others that are lazy and won't even get on their knees and give a blowjob.
And they're sluts too. No, but this is the thing. They're sluts too. They're just sluts for a different guy, or they were sluts for their ex, and they're not sluts for the new guy. These women are sluts too. It's all the same.
Like I used to be a full service sex worker, like an escort, and I used to judge men that cheated. And then when I actually started speaking to these men, I was like, you know what? They've got a point. They're going to work. They're looking after their kids. They're still emptying the dishes because the wife's now refusing to do that, saying it should be equal. And then I say, well, when's the last time she gave you a blowjob? When's the last time she fucked you? They couldn't name it. They couldn't even list the amount of times where they've had sexual intercourse. I'm like, of course you're going to need that. Of course you're going to cheat. So how can I ever say women are anything but lazy and poorly educated?
So do you think you're a good role model for women?
I'm a clear example of what women have fought for years. Of
what? Taking
control of your body.
Correct.
Being independent. I earn my own money. I don't rely on a guy. I'm
Girl
paid
power.
Exactly. I'm paid more than other guys.
100%.
Do you think...
She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years. Absolutely correct.
And now
I'm not going to sit here and lecture you about God. I'm not going to sit here and no, that's all bullshit. She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years.
Yeah.
Women believe that they can do whatever they want.
Do you think they should be able to?
Listen, brother, I have 14 criminal cases. I don't want to be called a misogynist by the BBC. That would break my heart. That's not up to me. We're all individual sovereign people, and we make our own decisions. If women want to run around and do whatever they want to do, it's up to them. My point is, all women, on some scale, are doing what Bonnie Blue is doing. However,
I keep trying to find something to disagree with, bro, and I'm not seeing it.
I can see, I see something. I don't see how he's going to spend 1 hour per week with his kids and have them maintain their virginity. Like, how much of an imprint can you have on your daughter with 1 hour a week? I think that's kind of ludicrous to me, but I don't see how he can accomplish that goal.
That was just an example.
I don't think it's gay. I don't think it's gay to spend time with your kids either. I think that's weird to say.
He didn't say it was gay to spend time with your kids. He said any man that wants to only spend a lot of time with babies is gay. He didn't say spending time with your kids is gay. So let's not argue against something he didn't say.
He was talking about the fathers. That's what he said.
Bro, what he said was specifically,
he wasn't talking about the fathers.
Any man that wants to hang out with babies all day is gay. And then after that, he said that because typically a guy, he wants to get a bunch of women pregnant as he can. You know, he doesn't care about the kids a lot. Like, he doesn't want to play with them or be with them all day. He play with them for an hour and then go on about his business. So, like, what?
Yeah, he said 1 hour per week. He said 1 hour per week. You think that's practical?
Obviously, but he was giving a scenario for the most extreme situation. So it's not what he was saying.
He didn't say it was extreme. He said that's what.
I didn't say that he said that it was extreme. It's obvious that the scenario was extreme based on what he said. That a guy wants to go get 5 girls pregnant. That ideally for that guy, he was talking about a guy in that situation. He wasn't talking about himself. And then again, he didn't say that hanging out with your kids is gay. He said that any man who wants to hang out with babies all day is gay.
That's not what I heard, but I mean, I don't know.
That's what he said. We can rewind it. That's exactly what he said. We're not trying to be funny though. How many times have you seen someone at your kid's daycare, a dude? Like, how many times y'all go to your kid's daycare and see a guy working in there with the kid?
Oh, I never had daycare.
Right.
Fuck that.
All right. Why?
Because I spent all day with
my wife took care of him.
That's typically like a woman's thing, right? You go to daycare, you don't expect to see dudes in there with the kids, and then
I hope not.
The time that you do, you either think that no, because I don't want my daughter in there with him, or the other part about that is you hope that he's gay at that point. Like, you're not trying to walk in and see Trev in a daycare working with kids. Like, He can own a daycare, but he's not going to be like my son's activity director. Like, no. We'll keep him at the house.
You ever think, like, what if this was all fake? What if she had got AI to do like the sexual parts of because I never seen her content. I don't know how real or fake it looks. What if she got AI? Like, what if she was sponsored by like an ultra right-wing Christian nationalist and they wanted to emphasize how sexual revolution destroyed like society and women? And then they just put her on the main stage and she got rich pretending to do this shit.
I love it for her.
Yeah, that would swing the pendulum. That really would swing the pendulum.
Because she taking a reputation hit for a bag. I mean,
and then to come out and say all of this shit was fake and y'all bought into it and y'all paid me $2 million a month.
If you look at her content,
she did serious.
You know she actually she's the one taking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I never seen the content. She really take.
Yeah, it's definitely
ain't no AI about it.
I don't even think that girl used filters.
You say you don't think she would?
I don't even think she used filters on her shit. It's just like raw footage, 4K.
Yeah, she's real about it. She cold too, like that. Just if you listen to some of her interviews, because some people really pressed her. There was this woman that was really trying to get at her, and she was back and forth with her. She cold, man. She could give a zero fucks about what's going on. She's
background.
She about it.
Hey Trev, if you go on that girl's Instagram, not Instagram, but Twitter, Bonnie Blues, that I know the lady you talked about from the interview. She said the reason why she pressed me so hard because she found out her husband subscribes to my content, and then she screenshot the email and the account. Like,
she was mad as hell.
Checkmate. You can't argue after that. There's nothing you can say after that point. Yeah. Like, your man is like, hey, you might not like me, but your man does.
And he subscribed. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That'd be that'd break my heart if I looked at my son's email and saw OnlyFans subscription to anybody. Like, even if it was someone that he knew, I would still feel a way about it. Like, you paying for shit you can just log online and see free.
For free. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
What's her name? Bonnie Blue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, they say she was let me see.
She
grew up in small Derbyshire village and attended Richland School with her sister, participated in British Street Dance Championship in 2015, had a part-time job after school and worked in recruitment, married her school boyfriend, Oliver Davison, in October 2022, moved to Australia where she continued recruitment work before transitioning to cam modeling. Encouraged by Oliver, rise in the industry. She debuted as a webcam model in Australia, earning around 5,000, I guess, in Australian dollars per week. Shifted to OnlyFans in 2023 after finding life in 9 to 5 unrewarding. So, becomes notorious for stunts involving groups of consenting men. Yeah, so that's where, it seemed like she really had too much on the background for what I can find out right now. I guess
that's a prolific epilogue for one of the most terrific runs of whoreness we've ever heard. Like, she needs an origin story, and I feel bad for the nigga.
No way. There goes some other parts of it. Bonnie acknowledged dealing with bullying in her youth, feeling like she failed as a woman because she couldn't conceive with her ex-husband. She leans on the identity of Bonnie Blue to reclaim her self-worth. Some critics and psychologists argue her extreme stunts could be a form of trauma response or a way to combat past insecurities. Other focus less on Bonnie herself and more on the ethical and mental health consequences for men involved, reporting that at least one collaborator. So Bonnie's participated. She defends action celebrating female pleasure and choice, urging critics to also scrutinize the men involved. So she has reclaimed empowerment through public extreme. Yeah.
Bro feel like Beyonce high school boyfriend right now. Like, damn, I can't believe that's crazy.
I hate it first.
Yeah, this content is real. She really doing this.
Bro, hey, he really went and looked.
You get to live by this video.
Bonnie Blue's just the best at it. She's the best. She's the queen of it. So why? It's
not all women are doing.
Let me ask you a question. If a man walks into Starbucks and steals a chocolate bar, he's a thief. Right? Correct?
Not in London.
Well,
it's legal.
Yeah. And if a banker manages to liquidate a ton of stock illegally in the stock market or rip off a bunch of people with a false investment fund, whatever it is, he's a thief. Right? The morality is the same. Whether you're stealing from the Wall Street or you're stealing from Starbucks, the morality of it is the same. But people will sit there and argue that the banker is somehow worse than the guy who stole the chocolate bar because of how much he stole. I wouldn't argue there's a difference in morality. There's a difference in capability. But the morality is the same. The banker's just smarter.
I'm just a clever slut.
You're just very good. She is very good at what she's decided to do. If you're going to be a whore, and most women watching this, and most men, hello, your wife, yeah, her, they're all whores anyway. If you're going to be a whore, no disrespect, you may as well be fucking good at it. Get a media empire, get rich, let everyone know your name, and get paid. Why are you going out to the pub, getting drunk, and meeting a man who's funny, and getting fucked in a toilet for free?
Period.
Are you dumb?
They are, though. Women are stupid.
They're stupid. So Bonnie's just the smartest. She's the Wall Street banker of this whole shit. I respect that much more than these other girls. Rob, I grew up in Luton, England, bruv. You think I don't know hoes? You think I haven't seen it? You think I haven't walked in the toilet and some bitch has got 5 dudes hanging out of her? This is the Western world. This is feminism. This is what all you white boys wanted. All you white men listening to women all the time, women get to opinions all of a sudden. This is what you built. Congratulations.
So you blame men?
Well, 100% I blame men because everything's men's fault because men are the only ones who can apply force to scenarios. Women can't apply force. Men apply force. If there's something we don't like, we apply force to the situation. We could force this away. We could force most things away. So everything's absolutely men's fault. And this came from I mean, the feminism and the women's sexualization and the liberation, a lot of it came from beta males hoping to get some pussy. That's what it came from. Bunch of weak men, though. If we told girls to be hoes, I might get a little bit. Because the natural order of the universe is the big gorilla, top G. Smart. I'm so fucking smart. The big gorilla, top G, has a bunch of women, and then the small gorilla has nothing. This is the natural order of the universe. It's actually kind of still like that in many ways. There's a guy with the yacht with 10 wives, and then there's a guy with no yacht with no wife. It's kind of like that. But beta males didn't like that because they couldn't obviously compete with the top guy. So they've tried to push this sexual liberation, hoping to get a little bit of pussy, and it probably works a little bit. But society's destroyed by extension. If you want to look at society for what it is, because what is society? Anything other than rearing and raising children. That's what society should be, I would argue. Society should be, the primary function of it should be, let's have kids so that we have a population. We have a population collapse in the West.
Yeah, I think they should have a choice. I before used to think, oh my God, I really want kids, I want a family. But it's because I was so naive to what else was open to the world. I just thought, okay, I need to get married. I need to, have children. I need to get a good job. And that was what I thought life was. And then I was like, fuck, there's so much more to life rather than just staying in that, finishing school, going to uni, getting married, buying a house. And you just copy everyone else. Like half the shit we do is because someone else has done it.
Okay, Bonnie, so let me ask you a question. I agree with you that now that we've opened up female horizons with education, with jobs, with the capability of making money, with Instagram and all these offers they get to fly around the world and all these things, women don't want to have kids, or they want to have kids later because they have a lot more options. I agree with you. But would you argue, if you were to look at it selflessly, not about the ant, but about the ant farm at large, that keeping women's horizons more narrow so they focused on rearing children would be better for society than the current society we're in, where we have to import a whole bunch of fuck knows who's into the country to try and maintain a population because the white people aren't even having any fucking kids because the white women are too busy sucking dicks in Magaloo.
Did you understand that?
To a certain degree, but I also couldn't give a shit. The world's going to shit anyway. So whether or not we've got more kids in it or not, it's fucked regardless. So just live your life the best. You're going to be dead in however many years anyway.
Fair.
So don't stress too much.
Fair. And this is what I like about Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue is my favorite. This is my favorite everything. Fair. Because what you just said, I understand and I agree with.
But it's selfish.
But what have I
but
said?
Why should I not be selfish? Why should I give a shit about someone else that pays less tax than me, has, sits and complains, makes shitty TikToks about me? Like, I couldn't give a shit if your life's going shit. By the looks of it, you live in a council house, you've got a couple of kids with different dads. I don't care. So why should I sit there and think, fuck, I should do something to help you? I don't care. I should focus on myself.
I don't
More
care.
people did that, the world actually be a better place, but they become so fixated on other people. I'm like, where's your life? Why are you not focusing on yourself? Like, look in the mirror, you're fat, go and do something about it. Your teeth have that much plaque on it. Like, you're fucked. Like, there's no way out for you.
No, but what
is this a good role model?
No, yes, because what Bonnie's saying is important here, and it's not about what she's saying. It's about the general attitude. Because what I want to make clear, the reason society was run by men for so long is that men have a different biological instinct to women, and we're prepared to suffer for the greater good. Women are not very good at suffering. Men are good sufferers.
Look back at the wars. There's so much evidence of it.
Well, of course. And also, let's just look at the normal family. You talked about these men who come and see you, right?
Yeah.
But happy wife, happy life is true. And the reason it's true is because if the wife is unhappy, everyone's miserable because she'll make sure of it. But if the man's unhappy, everyone else can be happy. He'll suffer. He'll sit with no sex. He'll go to work every day.
Yeah.
He won't see his friends. He'll be miserable. He'll be depressed. He'll still pay the bills. He'll still pay the taxes. And everyone else gets to be happy. Men are good at suffering. Women are spiteful sufferers. And for that reason, they struggle to do anything. They struggle to suffer themselves for any greater good. Men have always died for a greater good. Men have always said, this is bad for me, but it's good for society.
Damn.
Bonnie just quite correctly, quite pertinently highlighted the fact that she believes in living her life the best way that she wants to live so she is happy. And I agree with you. That's what you should do. That's fine. Because you're a woman. That's how women think. Women don't think I shouldn't do this because I care about society by and large. Women don't think that way. And once you understand that logic, you can extrapolate that out to the fact that women shouldn't be in charge of a country ever, because women are not prepared to take a bullet for a country ever.
I mean, I guess I contradict myself.
I could agree with that take.
What you thinking, KP? Ain't heard from you in a while. Or Hink?
Well, look, man, that man spoke truth, man. I mean, look, let's be honest. A lot of women don't want to work. They don't want to put that work in. They be ready to throw the hand. 5 years, they be ready to leave the job. Man, I'm tired of working. But like you said, a man, he will keep doing it till he got to fall out on sight. He got to fall out on plant before you can get him up out of there. And then he hoping somebody come in and revive his ass so he can finish shit. This is how we move and operate. We don't mind sacrificing. Like you said, we don't mind the sacrifice. We expect that. Women don't want to sacrifice. If you ask a woman to sacrifice, she's going to question, like Connie Chung back in the days, 2020. All these goddamn questions. Why I gotta do this? Why? What's the reason? A man gonna power through it, do what he got to do, make sure everything's well taken care of, and keep it moving. A man will suffer in silence on a regular basis. He's right. That's a true fact. Just last month was Mental Health Month. You think these wives recognize? You think their girlfriends recognize? You think their fiancés recognize? Hell no. They didn't care. They was probably out there in the middle of the street with their pride parade flags, waving for these sissy motherfuckers, encouraging them and uplifting them. But they go home to their husband, they look at him, what's wrong, baby? I'm not feeling well. Are you all right? Pat on the head, keep it moving. That's just what it is.
Go ahead, KP.
Again, it's a continuation of truisms that a lot of women don't want to hear. He is heavy-handed. He's unapologetic. This does need to be heard. Everything he said there is solid. He's a practitioner of the old school values. And you know why they can't dim his light, even though they tried to put them charges on him? His message cannot be diluted because the truth don't need motivation. We have to make excuses for being men and tuck tail in many situations. This is one of the things that, you know, the bee's nest chase me for, chase y'all for, chase Hank for, having old school values. When does it stop? To the point they got all 6 of us up here dressing like Tu Wong Fu and they're good with it? No. There has to be a line drawn. You don't have to have them like Mist on Color Purple, but when do you rein it back and stop that nonsense? Anything you could do, I could do better. You got your equal rights, but you like to pick and choose when you wish to use it. Everything that man said is solid. And I hope it permeates with the women that wish to see progressive things in their life rather than live on their old lures as for how they think it's going to turn out when they become them cat and dog ladies. He's actually speaking the gospel. I drop it there.
All right. Anybody else got anything to add on that?
I just keep running back to the same point that feminism blurred the lines in women's head and the men who bought into it so much so that like it's a woman in the chat saying like, you're mad that we can have sex with you and do what you do. No, that's not how that works. I seen a Reddit post where this lady was like, I just found a man, I took him on a date and fucked him and I won't call him back again. And the man was like, yeah, sign me up. And she thought she like treated him because, you know, that would be bogus in her mind if a man did that. But most men would sign up for that evening. Like that's a good Friday. Didn't have to pay, got, you know. But somehow they believe like it's hurting us. Like feminism really messed people's heads up, bro. Like it really, really messed people's heads up. We had a conversation last week where I was just trying to like mine through it. And it's really some just different ways of seeing the world that I just can't understand. It don't really like make logical sense. I don't know, man. That shit really mess people's minds up. And it's to the benefit of men, actually. Single men.
Yeah, shout out to feminism. Get to the super chat real quick. Jacqueline Rice, $20 says body count preference for me just conflates depending on the age of the woman. Perfect example, I'm 22. If the woman's in her 40s and she's had only 10 bodies, I can deal with that. I can't accept that from a woman my age. Thank you, Dad. Jack and Rice for that super chat. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to catch that video in its entirety, the original video is posted in the description. And again, if you are catching this on replay, be sure you hit that like button as well. We're going to go ahead and jump into this. There's no freedom in being slave to lust. I'm going to go ahead and run this clip, and then we're going to go ahead and get into it. Y'all ready for it? Y'all good? Well, be in check. All right. Here we go.
Sex addict and addicted to the adult film.
Hold on, let me take this out. Start it back over. Here we go.
Sex addict and addicted to the adult films, bro. It was no freedom in that. It was no true confidence in that. You behind closed doors touching yourself. You gotta act like you ain't doing what you just did. If you're in a relationship, you gotta act like you ain't did what you just did. When you are in a relationship, you're trying to fornicate with this person as much as you can. When you're not in a relationship, you're trying to fornicate with as many people as you can. It's no freedom, and there's no stillness, and there's no peace, and there's no God in that, which leads you to complete emptiness and push you in this cycle of constantly pursuing the very thing that's draining you and pulling from you. When I was in Haven, I asked, what are some scriptures that speak about lust? 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18 came up, and it spoke about fornication being the only sin where a man sins against his own body. Every other sin is outside of the body. So when you in Haven ask, what are some scriptures that can help me with lust? What are some scriptures that can help me flee from fornication? What are some scriptures that can help me fight temptation whenever temptation arises? And it'll give you a tailored response, so that way you can go into the word, deep dive into it, and apply it to your life. I had no idea how empty I was until God took those scales from my eyes, until he filled me with his spirit. That's when it started to click. That's when I started to see, oh, snap, I'm out here pursuing women. I'm out here draining my energy. I'm out here, God is calling me to so much bigger. This is why I can't love how I'm supposed to love, because there's so much lust in my heart. Lust is a perversion of love. Love is sacrificial. Love is patient. Love is kind. Lust is, I want you for right now. Lust is, I want what I want, when I want it, and how I want it. Wondering why I can't be the man God called me to be. And not even knowing that I'm called by God. Literally, God had to take the scales off of my eyes so I could finally see. I couldn't walk as an honest man because there's some type of deception attached to me. I'm moving in some type of deception. Whether I'm talking to a girl I ain't supposed to be talking to, whether I'm trying to pretend like I ain't trying to sleep with a girl, and low-key I am, whenever I'm touching myself and I got to be around people every single day and act like I don't do what I do on a daily basis, whether it be once or twice. It ain't no truth in that. It ain't no freedom in that. It ain't no pure confidence in that. It ain't no purpose in that. Wondering why you can't get nothing done. Wondering why you gotta walk around and act like your chest puffed up, like you got this confidence to you, but knowing you ain't handling business as no man because you can't keep your thing in discipline. Your thing ain't discipline, bruh. I'm like, bruh. And I had to completely subdue the fact that, dang, I am the issue. It is me. I've been in bondage. The devil only has been taking advantage of what I've been choosing. But I had to look in the mirror and I had to take accountability, and everything started to make sense. It wasn't just destroying me, it was destroying the people that I attached myself to. Whether it be leading my friends astray, whether it be the girlfriends that I had at the time, leading them astray. So if I'm around my partners, we all on the same stuff. What you think we doing? We talking about it, we influencing each other, and we're passing on hurt and destruction to other people. What you think I'm doing in a relationship? Wondering why I can't love this woman how I want to love her, and wondering why I can't love her how she wants to be loved, because there's so much lust in my heart. And the sad part about it is, I don't know what love is. I'm filled with lust. I'm trying to love her to my best abilities, and she's seeking after my validation. I'm lost. She don't know that I'm lost, and she want me to make her feel validated and make her feel full and whole when I don't even know God for myself. I'm like, bro, so it ain't just you affecting. My brothers that probably got kids, that's probably married, that's probably in relationships. It ain't just you. Think about the people that are attached to you. Are you proud to tell your wife? Are you proud to tell your girlfriend, whoever you attached to? Yeah, I watch them websites. I be touching myself to it. No, if you ain't proud to be doing it, if you ain't proud to say it, don't do it. Man, it's bondage that we in. And the devil has gotten a lot of us to the point to where we wear that sin as a badge of honor, man. It's sad. It's sad, man. But like I say, you got breath in your lungs. You ain't got to be in bondage. You ain't got to be in bondage. The devil don't want you to see yourself as that man God called you to be. Because once you see it, once you can perceive it, once you get that vision, then you know, let's get it done. There's something that you attached yourself to. You seen something, you wanted to do it, and you got it done. Because you started to see yourself as that. But the problem is a lot of men can't even see the men that God has called them to be. They can't even see themselves as that because they don't think they can do it. Not knowing that it's Christ that's going to get you through it. Not knowing that it's Christ that's going to wash you. It's Christ that's going to purify you. The devil wants you to think, oh, you didn't did too much. Says who? Says who? I still got breath in my lungs. It's another day of redemption. But I had no idea how much purpose I was lacking, how much God has called me to, how much bondage that I was in, and how much freedom God wanted me to be able to experience. I'm like, bro, I don't gotta walk in shame. I ain't gotta walk in deception. I can walk in truth. I can walk in love. I can be strong and gentle. I can walk in purity and not perversion. But the devil put that spiritual blindness on us because we choose that lust. So he's able to oppress us more. He's able to bring forth that spiritual blindness to where doing wrong feels so right and doing right so hard. Feel wrong to do or feel impossible to do. But when God comes in and encounter you and clothe you with his righteousness, with his precious Holy Spirit, you see, I can do it. I don't have to be a slave to sin. I don't have to be. I'm free in Christ Jesus. May the Lord continue to watch over y'all and bless y'all.
There's no freedom in being a slave to lust. You know, and white don't, like what he said.
I feel pretty free. I don't feel like I'm no slave to lust. I don't know. That's that man's story. If you not busting a nut for years gives you power, more power to you. You enjoy your life doing that shit. That's not my ministry, and that's not my issue. So
I hate when
what I have seen is some of the people I come in contact with that have this ideology, they be repressed. And then they be, baby, I'm on the computer right now. They be repressed. And they be like, I had a conversation with a guy. This dude was so fucking bitter and so like a stickler for every single word I was trying to. I'm like, man, this is not a pleasant experience interacting with you right now, bro. You're like, well, you don't. I'm like, I never talked to you before today. This is not pleasant. If you walk around like this, I understand why you had issues with women. It's like, well, I don't believe in having sex. I'm like, well, my dude, I don't know what it is, but you're not moving with a spirit of freedom. That shit seems repressive. And that's not to say that some people can't get empowered through that. I don't know. That's not my ministry. I've never been in that position. So, but I don't feel enslaved. I feel actually pretty good, pretty light, pretty happy, pretty free. I'm pretty jovial. Life is pretty good. So I don't know what to say to that. Other than that's not my ministry.
Well, Willie.
I hate when niggas use the Bible to get in their Derrick Jackson bag. The problem with people putting things on the internet is once you put something out there, people are quick to go and bring up your past and your current history when it's not in alignment with the content you're putting out. So I would just encourage everyone who supports and agrees with what Buddy said just to go look at his content in the comments, because again, this pandering thing it's already at an all-time high. It's a epidemic that I wish would end, but it's not. And using the Bible to do it, I just think that's disgusting. I'm not even a super religious person, but that's not something that I would ever do. I would never use the Bible in a malicious factor or a malicious manner to support a message or a point that I was making, just because, I want to cannibalize some of the financial spend that a certain group of women will, or a certain group of people will spend when they hear messages that, they can identify with. And I'll just say that.
I don't know nothing about his background, but I guess he must be known, huh?
You can't be popular. Like, the more popular people get, the more views you get. That's what's crazy about the internet. The world is small, and it's.
What's the backstory? What is the backstory?
He not walking what he talking. That's the That's the gist of it. He's not walking what he's talking. It sounds good, but it's not what he practices in real life. And then, I saw that there was a woman that was explaining what her experience was with him, and she was dropping receipts and shit. You know how that shit gets bad after that. I quit. I'm just like, well, but he's not even super. He's not super, but that clip is like people are clipping that up, and it's just it's bad to get on the internet and be lying, bro. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, being exposed like that, or on any type of public platform. But that's the risk you take when you get out here and just trying to do anything to make money.
Am I wrong? I would take it as a badge of honor to find one of the most salacious women to throw some of that pastry right in his mouth and all that shit he talking about, and just be like, yeah, see, you a liar. You like everybody else.
If he in the room with Bonnie Blue, he gonna fold.
I know Trev knows something that could throw some on him. He just be there paralyzed. All that dumb stuff. He had a low season like Trev by the time he done. Straight up. I hate dudes like that. Walking around the parking lot. Yo, my man, you ain't supposed to be having sex. You're not supposed to be doing this. Pay your rent. Let's start there. Stop walking around the parking lot telling all these dumbness. Don't pull on yourself. Every man can find his purpose and still do that. You understand? It's healthy. I'll go with science in that one. Get it up out your system before you explode. Good stuff. Yeah.
Right. So I'm not too familiar with bro, but I try to address his message, whatever. I was gonna ask basically about people. He's basically what it sounded like he was describing was an addiction, right? So I could see an addiction being problematic. And to me, I see an addiction as something that is hindering you from your everyday functions, right? So if you gotta rub the genie out the bottle so much that you late for work now, or you over here chasing women and you can't hit the stock market like you're supposed to, or whatever, or you not spending time with your kids because you out chasing tail, that's that's bad, right? I think that's when we get into the issue. I think there's a healthy balance. I don't think that there's a particular number of how many times you're supposed to, bust a load or whatever. I think that as long as you can stay on your purpose, as long as you can be on your grind, you can do what you do, and it's not messing up your everyday functions, then you're fine. It's a balance. I'm not in the business of imposing my will on somebody else. I think it's weird when you start trying to police what people doing with their own, their own situation. Leave them alone. I do understand to a certain extent how it could be harmful, but to just try to put a limit on it to say you should never or you shouldn't be doing this at all, that's crazy. Nah, there's I can't even say, when you look at us biologically, we get these, you get the urges, man, and you do whatever you need to do to get rid of that so you could get back to it. You know what I mean? Get back to your regular life. Not to, try to get 2, 3, 4, 5 off in a day. He was talking about 2+. At that point, it's like, all right, bro, you might be suffering from addiction. So I think that's where, and maybe it worked for him, and that's cool. Or maybe he's lying, like Willie said. So, maybe he's still in the mix doing what it do. So I don't appreciate people doing, grifting. That's the worst thing you could possibly do on the internet, is just play around. When people are actually following and listening to you, I think it's irresponsible when you have people who are looking for guidance, turning to social media, and then you are leading them into a direction that's just unrealistic, even for the person that's preaching the message. So, that's kind of crazy sometimes. But yeah, just balance, man. Do what you do, but just take care of home and take care of your responsibilities, and I don't see a problem with it.
I don't lusting and all that, but I agree, like what Trev just said. It guy does sound like he's talking about an individual or himself who has a addiction to corn. I'm sorry. That's what it sounds like. Now, if that's the case, you might want to seek some help. Get in one of them meetings and do what you got to do. But
Man, it could be
say
so
for
much
a man,
worse.
it's not okay to. You said what?
It could be so much. He could be out here strong arming bitches for vagina. And he said he just addicted to beating his own meat. I'd rather him stay at home and do that.
Well, look, man. I mean, we got to admit that there are some sexless relationships out here. So, what is a man supposed to do?
Cheat.
You know, that's an option. It might not
Leave.
be a good option, but that's an
Leave.
option. But if he doesn't want to do something like that, step out on the relationship, what is he supposed to do?
Leave and go find
ladies,
somebody that want to fuck him.
How about y'all? How about we collaborate and come together and give up them goddamn cheeks? Or if you're not willing to give up them goddamn cheeks, allow that man to supplement the cheeks. One of the two has to happen. Because you don't want to keep coming home and this man's just now cleaning himself up from beating off. How does that look? He got a whole woman right there, and I gotta beat my shit off. What type of shit is that? Man, you ain't good for shit, are you? You can't cook. You talk too goddamn much, and I'm not getting my rocks off. That's a bad situation. So we got to come together and make some things right. Come on, ladies.
Women forget
Give
how
that ass
annoying
up. Allow that man to supplement them goddamn cheeks. Now, I don't have no problems. Thank God I don't have no problems. I can go up there right now, lust for my wife and love her down. I feel bad for those fellas that don't have that same situation.
Women forget how annoying they get after post-nut clarity is had. Like, you don't want that in your relationship. I think every guy up here can be like, has a story about how they had somebody on the way and then they took too long and they handled business themselves and didn't even feel a bit like being bothered after that. To have that type of feeling in your relationship and your marriage is crazy. Like, now I don't want to put up with you talking too much. I don't want to put up with you burning or trying to serve me boxed macaroni and cheese. Like what are you here for? Like, I would say that's probably the most dangerous or volatile time for a woman in a relationship, because that's when they could file for divorce. Like, y'all seen where she's like, I got a girl coochie so good, throwing her turn to sunshine. She had him talking to her like, you're Richie, this your daddy, I'm never coming home type shit. Like, I don't condone cheating, but I understand it. But personally, I would just think that if you got to beat your meat in a relationship, that shit is already dead.
What's your thoughts, JR?
Hot seat. No, don't mute yourself.
Oh, no, I was testing something out here on the soundboard. But as far as what? I'm saying, ask me like a specific question.
What are your thoughts on being a slave to lust, and does it serve your purpose?
No, I wouldn't say be a slave to lust. I think it is. I think it's a bad thing, man. I mean, I think like sometimes, like a lot of men may not even realize that they're addicted to it. Typically, it's somebody that may point it out to you and say, "Hey, man, if you stop focusing on this, then just imagine where you could be or where you would have been." So I think it's one of those things that a lot of men don't even realize that it's happening right in front of them, that they are a part of that. I can honestly probably say I might have been a part of it at some point in time, and you don't realize it until it's happening. And so,
can you describe what being a slave for lust looks like?
I mean, to me, it may mean something different to anybody else, but if you're just addicted to it, if you just like slaying, then I would say that probably might be like addicted to lust.
Like a Kirk
Wait,
Franklin.
if you like sex, then you addicted to lust?
Nah, if that becomes a compulsion.
If you feel like you gotta knock down every single thing, then
what if you knock down every other? Is that still addicted?
So every other?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're still in the ballpark.
What about every third? Like every three? You like, I ain't gotta get you.
Third removed.
I'm trying to see where the line ends at. That's why I keep trying to figure out what's
the threshold.
If you ask this question right here, if you if you guys are going out and your question is, if there's gonna be some ladies there, then I think you may have a strong addiction. If you ain't trying to go nowhere where
just men.
Yo, damn,
Come on, bro. So wait. Let me get this straight. If you can't go no place, like if you going out and you want to be around women, then you addicted to lust?
No, I was just being funny there, Mark. But I'm saying I'm just trying to get you in
that's
mind
the first question. Like, God damn it.
That all you, I mean, to some people it is the first question.
Nah.
All the time.
So if you uttered the phrase "where the hoes at," then you addicted.
I'm not saying that you are addicted. You're not addicted, Marcus.
I'm asking. I'm about to confess if you say, because I said it plenty of times growing up. So, like, where the hoes at, bro?
Yeah, I mean that's growing up. That's that was one of my questions all the time. Is I'm not trying to be nowhere where there ain't no women. So,
listen, I think
I didn't want to be around a bunch of hard legs. I just it had to be women there. We can spend any time. We can, maybe we in our 50s we can do that, but right now I just need to know if there's gonna be some women there. If there ain't no women there, then I don't want to be there. I lose my mind.
So are you addicted?
No, I'm not addicted. I'm just telling you how it was growing up.
Oh, you don't think like that no more?
I think Kenny was saying something.
When I hear what he speaks about, that's outliers. When you hear addiction, that's someone peeping in the window beating off. That's someone that has a wife that she's asleep. He's beating off the Pornhub like every night. Those extreme things like that. I don't think it's an extreme for a man to pull one off. Wife annoying you, she ain't getting you some. You go, yeah, all right, I'm gonna get mine and go to sleep. Or things that are normal within society. When you start hitting the biblical, like holier than thou, I kind of miss me with that. You understand? Because I don't believe you followed those tenets. So where'd you get the epiphany that you ain't gonna pull on yourself no more, or fornicate with your eyes? These things are natural to us. We're natural creatures that want to procreate with the next sex. There are certain pheromones and things that make us attracted to those people, that cause impulse and compulsion. We know how to control it because we're not caveman. We're not hitting people over the head and then dragging them to a cave and having our way. So we do have a sort of discipline. So if you even boxing saying addiction, okay, so you have the nymphos. That's still an outlier with normal people, because most people are not having sex. True or not true, sex? I mean, Trev, most people are not. So now, where's the addiction? And then you got to start going through the math of it. Everybody wants to. That doesn't mean everyone is doing it. So now you're making a small number, and then you're trying to sensationalize it using the Bible. It's just too much stuff in that pot, and they don't taste good. So when you say addiction, I think it's outlierish, and I'll leave it there.
Hey, time out. It's all men up here. Who smoke detector messing up? Yeah.
It's not mine, because that feels mine. All of them be going off.
Not mine.
Somebody should going off crazy.
I think if it was
definitely ain't mine.
You the culprit?
Definitely ain't me.
I hope not. I gotta go find that motherfucker then. If that's the case, because ain't no telling where that bitch is. He said all our shit going off.
No, I got one in every bedroom.
Said I'm trying to wait for what's going on. Yeah.
Ash said, somebody in the chat said, let's talk about poll. If we're gonna start talking about that, I'm dropping. It's a woman Ash thought, I don't know what she's talking about. That sounds weird.
Oh, she said let's take a poll. But what's the question she's trying to get answered?
Oh, she just cleared it up. Let's take a poll.
Oh, okay. She said, let's talk about poll. Like, no.
All right, so let me ask you this. How long can y'all go without sex before you feel it's a problem?
I was deployed for 14 months and didn't have sex. So 14 months in one day.
You ain't even Jakob.
Who the fuck is doing that over there? Like, not trying to be funny. That's the furthest thing. Like and then too, you around dudes all day. Like, no. No.
Yeah, I would have went in the bathroom if.
Oh no, like it's too hot, bro. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. It's hot over there. Like the whole time it's hot. You're not going to the.
And boy said he gonna find a way. God damn it.
You been under your cot humping the mattress, but you're not gonna go in that hot ass bathroom. It smells like hot piss and shit. You're not doing that.
I hold my nose and imagine.
Boy, what type of shit you into? Y'all funny. No, that's why every time I came back from deployment, that's why I got my two oldest sons back on deployments. Came back home, was one shot, one kill. Shit, I probably should have been saying let some of that off. I probably wouldn't have kids.
I think the longest I could do was probably like 3 weeks, and it got to be a reason.
Are you with your girl though? Like, it's different. Yeah. Like, say what if you went and worked overseas or somewhere, right? You know what I'm saying? You went overseas, picked up one of those little 6-month contracts. 6 months in a day, so you get the full year tax free, right? Mm-hmm. You went over and picked up one of them. You don't think you can hold out for that whole 6 months?
Without
busting it all together, completely abstaining.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try that shit.
I guess Marcus can't work overseas now.
They call it
no, you're gonna find a way. Marcus gonna find a way. He gonna find a way. He gonna find a way.
If Marcus, if N White go overseas, he definitely fuck the women over there. He a basketball player. You make it from the Middle East without adding, I'd say, a dozen to your count. Unless you for 6 months. So unless you come up without adding about 60 to your body count for being over there, something wrong.
Yeah, I was
That's how they're giving it up in the Middle East. Shit.
To us,
I was in Lebanon playing with an Armenian team, and shit, we used to go to the hip hop club like 2 nights a week. That shit was cracking. I had a great time in Lebanon,
bro. Trev, go to Qatar or Qatar, however you want to pronounce it. Just go over there just take a vacation. Go over there for 10 days.
They be bad too. I ain't gonna hold just bad, like super bad. Like, one thing I say, they was real cold up until like 35, then they just fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
like, it was either really beautiful women or like old women.
This is gonna sound bad. Obviously, I'm loyal to black women, but if I had to pick like a 1B, it's gonna be Arabic women, hands down.
Oh,
hands, because they look the way you want them to look, and then they have the mindsets that you want them to have too. So, like, it's just go to Qatar, bro.
They laying it down too, like
they submissive. They look good and they submissive.
Trev, check your Instagram. I'm gonna send you a picture of my partner and his old lady, and like at their wedding, just look at his family. I mean, look at her.
Damn, he went and married one.
Yeah. We wasn't even on. So we were stationed in Bahrain together, and then we went over there for something else. And he met the girl, had her coming back and forth. It's only a 45-minute flight between Qatar and Bahrain. Okay. So she was coming on the weekends. That they did that for like 4 years, and then he got out, went back over there, stayed for a year, married her over there, and then brought her back over here and married her.
I even went to a strip club in Syria.
You went to a strip club in Syria?
In Syria. Look, we walked in there. I thought it was a setup. So we walked through the little curtain and shit. Then they sit us down. It's nobody there. I'm like, man, this shit don't seem right. Then all of a sudden you hear do 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 come out with the little the what they be wearing to do the belly dancing.
Yeah,
got the stripping. I said, hell no. It was a great night. I fuck with Syria. I ain't gonna hold you. I had a good time over there.
Bro, I keep thinking
real.
I thought you were talking. You said Syria. I was like, nigga, you tripping?
Yeah, in Syria. I was in Syria when this happened. In Syria.
Oh yeah, you was definitely about to die.
it felt that way.
Yeah. Syria is dangerous.
We had to bribe them to get in and all type of shit. Yeah, not to the club, but into Syria to cross from Lebanon into Syria. We had to bribe them.
Yeah,
going across things. Yeah.
We need to go to church now because y'all lucky. Like, you know how many people get stuck over there? Like, bro, I'm talking about they cutting niggas' heads off, dog. Like, y'all lucky.
I was at the hookah slash karaoke bar with the Hezbollah dudes. Like, it was a lot going on.
You fucking up now. You see what they got going on?
Yeah.
You was over there in the bar with somebody. You get them saying drone strikes called on them right now.
They could have, yeah. This was like in 2008 or 9. Had my first shot of absinthe over there. I messed with the Middle East.
Oh, you hit the absinthe?
Oh yeah, that shit was fire. I started seeing little stars and shit.
Yeah, I don't drink, but I have an absinthe story, and that shit was not cool.
Yo, Marcus, you a risk taker. What?
Yeah.
First,
listen,
you bought it to get in some place. You bought it to get in some place where you shouldn't be, where it's high risk, and you drinking some.
Trey, what y'all do?
Jesus.
Oh, Trey Smooth. Same shit on the my name right here.
I got you.
Yo, Marcus, at least you got stuff to put on your bucket list. How about that?
Oh yeah, shit. I lived it up, Joe. I took a lot of risk. I ain't gonna lie. And I figured out a way to survive all of that shit. I had a great time doing it. Mm-hmm. A great time. Like, I kind of live my life like wherever I ended up, I'm gonna enjoy this shit and see what happens from here. Because I went down there the year after they blew up the president, and like the bridges and the little exit ramps and shit, all that shit was still bombed. This was like they blew up the president Valentine's Day, and then the next year I went down there.
And you was okay with going there?
I kind of was like, shit, I come from niggas shooting and shit, so
no, that's different, bro. That's different. That's war.
Bombs. Yeah, the bombs.
Yeah, that's war.
So that's what I was thinking, which made me say I could go over there. But then when I got over there and I started seeing the rolling blackouts, because they don't have electricity running 24/7. That shit be like on a loop. So I got me they like sell DVDs and shit, like bootleg DVDs. I went and got a full season of My Name is Earl and a little portable DVD player. Yeah, and I was in the dark watching that shit. Then I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm going to Crocodile. That's how we end up going to the club every night. That shit was fun though. I read a lot of books over there too. I had a ball in the Middle East. I can't hold you. Was eating calamari in Tripoli. Yeah, I was enjoying my time over there. I was enjoying my time.
I don't know if you'd be doing that for a while, Marcus.
What, enjoying my time?
There, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's fucked up because I ain't gonna tell that part, but yeah, I was enjoying my time.
You sure you ain't leave something over there that could possibly pop up? Some little 6'6" dude comes saying, "Daddy, Mama sent me over here so I could learn." All right.
Like, disregard.
Abort.
And let me go ahead and close this out, man. We did have Brano with the $3 sticker. I want to thank you for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I believe I'm going live tomorrow. So make sure y'all guys tap in tomorrow. Then we got the Thursday show.
Oh,
we got a 3-day weekend. 3-day weekend for a lot of folks. So y'all make sure y'all be safe out there. Thank you guys again. If y'all want to catch that original video, it is in the description as well. Shout out to the sponsor of the show as well. That link is pinned to the top of the chat as well as in the description. And catch us next time. We out, y'all.